Hello guys, hope you are doing well. In this video I'm going to teach you how to make an FPV drone from scratch. So let's get started. For designing we are using Autodesk Fusion 360 as our software, and I'm going to show you a preview in 4 times the speed. This designing took around 3 to 4 days, so including the camera mount for the action camera. This design is for a 5-inch drone. The body would incorporate the flight controller, electronic speed controller, and the battery would be on top of the frame. Initially, I added a protective frame to the arms to protect the propeller for safety purposes, but it increased drag and weight of the overall FPV build, so later I discarded it. Now let's put the design file into the 3D printer. For 3D printing the parts of my FPV, I am using a lightweight PLA, and the 3D printer that I am using is Anycubic Cobra, and I think it's a Cobra 3 Neo. So it is a very fast printer, but the little downside of it's a bit noisy. So the total print took about 5 to 6 hours, and yeah, so basically all the four arms, the top body, the camera protective mount, and everything was printed in around 6 hours. And the PLA temperature is slightly above 200 degrees, or 205 degrees is the sweet spot where the plastic usually melts. Now that we have got our parts printed, let's start with the electronics assembly. So we'll start with the speed controller, and in that let's mount the capacitor. So capacitor basically stabilizes your voltage across the circuit. So it comes with the speed controller ESC. So if you have not done this before, like, I would highly recommend you to do some soldering practice. For soldering, I would recommend you to use these type of soldering iron, and that has these temperature regulation knobs, so basically you can control your temperature. Also, I would highly recommend you to use these protective gloves and these protective lenses, so like just in case of any mishappening there is a layer of safety. Also what it does, it does give you a level of confidence while you are equipped with it, and if you are a beginner or a newbie, then yeah, these are an essential item that you should definitely buy. So what you're seeing on the screen is the electronic assembly of all the FPV components. We have a battery and a capacitor which is connected to the electronic speed controller. There are 4 brushless DC motor that is connected to the electronic speed controller, and we have a flight controller that basically gets signal from the receiver, and it has a GPS and camera, also a video transmitter. The video transmitter basically gives you FPV signals. Now let's connect our flight controller to the beta flight to check if all the components are working. As you can see, the gyroscope, accelerometer and the barometer are working fine. We haven't connected GPS yet, so it's not showing up. Now that we got our parts printed and electronic components tested, so let's get with the assembly part. Let's stack the speed controller to the frame of the drone, and now let's get the wires connected of the motors to the speed controller. Now while I am wiring the motors to the speed controller, I would like to give you some sets of rules and regulations that you need to follow. First, you should be aware of what class of your drone is. Is it a rotor or a fixed wing drone? In our case, it's a rotor weight drone, and based upon the weight, currently R is a nano category, but if we apply action camera to it, it would go to a micro category. So why these category really matter? So first let me tell you that under 249 grams your drone is classified as nano. Above 249 to 2 kgs it's a micro drone, and then small goes from 2 to 25 kg, and 25 and above goes medium, and large weight above 150 kg. So if you are having a nano drone, you don't have to register or get a UIN number, and you don't need permission to fly it. Other than, like, you should be aware you should not fly near a airport or a red zone on the map that I'll just show you. Also, if you are a micro drone, you need to register it on the portal of DigiSky. Now that we have got our wirings done and all the motors are connected to the speed controller, we can connect flight controller to beta flight and check if everything is working right or not. So everything was working right. Now let's connect the analog VTX we have. I am using HGLRC analog video transmitter. Note, later I upgraded to SpeeDB analogs video transmitter because like I fried this one. So this is a Zeus Nano, like it's a budget video camera, but like it didn't work out very well. So later I upgraded to this SpeeDB video transmitter. Now attaching all the motors to the arms of the frame and later attaching the arms to the main frame. So before attaching the top of the frame where we put our battery and camera, we must first do the calibration of motor and the gyroscope so our drone stays aligned. So guys, we are at the final stage of our assembly in which we are going to put the FPV camera and the top of the frame. Also we will add these velcros that would basically grab the battery, and if you can see, like without battery, like if without you don't have these battery straps, it would be unstable and the center of gravity would be wobbly. So it is good to have at least two of them, one is at the bottom and another is at the top. And other thing I would recommend you is developing an FPV and actually flying it. There is a huge difference between it. So I would recommend you to go through a flight simulator first and FPV simulator and try to go around and play with it. I tried about 12 hours of FPV flying, and also the thing is that I did crash these FPV drones multiple times, and other than that I did create multiple build with different arms and different permutation and combination, and the best viable outcome was this. Like I was able to put a camera protective mount, so basically when you crash it the lens won't shatter. And yeah, the main thing and the main recommendation I would give you, if you want to be a good FPV pilot, you should go through some flight simulator. I'll be sharing the link of them in the description. Also, like you can download it through Steam or other platform. Now let's go and fly our FPV drone, and I'm going to share you how the first flight without simulator actually went and what was the difference before and after doing some FPV simulator. So guys, that was our first flight and our first crash. So now let's see how 13 hours of drone simulator helps us in not crashing the drone. So guys, currently I am using this budget action camera and I'm planning to get a GoPro or Insta360. So let me know down in comment section which is the best action camera we should get. After having an action camera, our weight of the drone is going to increase from more than 250 grams, so we'll be needing to register it and putting this GPS module in the FPV. So now that we could safely take off and land, now let's go and do some maneuvers with the drone.